Gravity is like most things. You never really appreciate it until it's gone. 6 months in a prison camp gives a man time to think about the technology they've used to enslave us. And how we can turn it against them. I don't know where they came from, but I do know where I'm gonna send them.
I played it in the other room, and it turned my world upside down. That's probably what you want to do to the players too?
Exactly. I mean, we want to basically get the players to come in there and have a preconceived concept of just another third-person action shooter. Come in there, try some of that straightforward stuff, find out it's not working, and like, oh my God, what do I do now? I got this cool gravity thing, and start changing how they play and their tactics.
So the gravity thing works how exactly? You have two different versions of gravity, as far as I understood?
Yeah, what we're showing right now is high gravity and low gravity. High gravity allows you to, it's more like heavy gravity. It pins the players down or the enemy down. Then you have light gravity, which can lift objects up or enemies out of cover, sort of thing. And then we have what we call shock wave, which is more of a close-in defense that like radiates out and throws people off of you and or dies, sort of thing, get killed by it. And then obviously you can grab stuff and use that as weapon, throw stuff. You can pull in a car, for example, later in the game, and you can use cars as mobile cover, sort of thing. So we're really trying to allow the environment to be manipulated with gravity as well as the enemies.
When I saw the game first, like a year ago, you said that the complete world would be destructible in a way. That doesn't seem to be that way anymore, so it's just parts of the world now?
Well, I mean, part of that is the limits in the technology. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the screen. We're moving a lot of stuff. But yeah, you're not going to be able to destroy every building. You do have kind of, here's where we want you to go, here's what we want you to do. And so as you interact in the environment and you do things, we want to make sure there's enough destruction there that you can do what you want to do. But yeah, if you just pick a random building and destroy it, it's not going to happen.
I take it there is a solo campaign and a multiplayer mode. Can you tell us about both?
Yeah, so the single player campaign is there. You play as Davis, and you have a partner named Russell. And so Russell can be played in the co-op aspect of it. It's not Russell, it's Leo, sorry. But you can play both of those in co-op. And then obviously we have multiplayer, which we'll be talking about at E3.
So we can't get anything in terms of multiplayer out of you?
No. I mean, well, here, how about this? Speculate. If we have gravity in the single-player game, you would think that gravity is a multiplayer.
See, that's exactly what I thought, but what about, I mean, if we speculate about it, people turning their worlds upside down all the time, so it'll be a rotating sort of first-person shooter all the time?
Weird, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Okay. My mind's churning upside down, trying to figure it out.
Okay. So if you obviously face a lot of competition in that genre. Yeah. What would be the one thing that really sets you apart from games like Battlefield in terms of destruction, or any other big shooter that's going to be a competition for you?
Well, I think what really sets us apart is, I think we're going to be a solid third-person action shooter regardless of the gravity, and then bringing the gravity into the game and making the player really think about how to interact and do stuff in the game. For example, he's not going to be able to just go from cover to cover, shoot, okay, he's dead. No, cover doesn't really work that way anymore. You have mobile cover, and you have the enemy that's shooting you with gravity, and all of a sudden you're lifted out of cover, and he's shooting at you, right? So it's gonna, I believe it's gonna be much more dynamic, and I believe the player's gonna be thinking, how else can I overcome these challenges? Not just with a weapon. Maybe it's with rocks. Maybe it is taking this vehicle and throwing this vehicle, or grabbing some liquid that looks like it's on fire and using that as an explosive device. So we're hoping that's a little more thinking, and it kind of changes how you go about playing the game that you normally would be playing.
How big can the objects be you can pick up? Is it like, are we talking rocks, trucks, houses?
Well, you can't pick up houses, but yeah, a lot of the debris, as long as it floats, you can pick it up. So I think the biggest object we have currently that we're talking about is a vehicle, so a car. But as you progress to the game, you get more and more abilities.
Can you tell us a little about the story, the backstory, the bad guys, the good guys?
Well, we can tell you about the good guys. You play Davis Russell. He's a cop, and in co-op, like I said, you can play Leo Delgado. And these guys are just cops, average guys, and they're heading over to Davis's house. It's his daughter's birthday, I believe, to drop off a present and stuff. And on the way, the world's invaded by this enemy force that's using gravity as a weapon and pretty quickly overrun the defenses of the city. And so Leo and Davis are battling their way to the apartment, and when they get there, they find the wife dead and the child missing. And so the game really starts out with those two working together through a war-torn city trying to find their daughter.